Alright, welcome to another video. I couldn't find a little tripod stand thingy, so I hope the picture is framed right. Anyway, I'll find out in a minute, right? Susan Boyle, good for her. Good for her. I am so glad to see a huge, colossal sized in-your-face to all the phony baloney people out there. And I'm talking about you. Because let's face it, most people are just phony. They just are. And everybody has done something phony in their life. At least one time. Everybody's been a hypocrite. Everybody's been a phony. But some people make a lifestyle out of being phony. And you got Susan Boyle, who walks up there just herself, her real self. And everybody that would normally look down their nose at her and walk over her to get somewhere, all of a sudden loves her now. Bunch of phonies. Because we all know, in any other situation, if you don't look the way you're supposed to look, everybody makes fun of you. And I say good for her. I'm glad it was a huge in your face to all you phony baloney people out there who just feel like you have to look or be a certain way. Because there's lots of people out there like her, and even myself. I have several talents that just because, you know, I may have a face for radio doesn't mean that I don't have talents and abilities and can be an asset to a company, an organization, or anything like that. So anyway, I say good for her, and I also want to take this opportunity to talk about that because, see, like, let's give, for instance, how you can be double and triple phony. That's just my own term for it. Like when I was in high school, I went to high school from 90 to 94. And when I was in high school, you had all these little cliques. Now, see, when I was in elementary school, all the kids hung out together. I had black friends, Hispanic friends, white friends. We all hung out together. And somehow along the way through middle school, everybody's starting to get cliquish. You know, the one specific little combination I want to talk about is you had the preps. That's what we call them. You know, the uppity-yuppities from here, that where I live, they came from up north. They were a little better than you, and they made sure you knew it, and they always dressed just right, etc., etc. And then you had the freakers, is what we called them, or the freaks. And these were the people that had like green hair, and they had like 15 piercings, and all that stuff. I was a metalhead. I was kind of like stuck somewhere in limbo. I had shaved head. I wore combat boots, which you probably get a real kick out of seeing some pictures of that. Maybe I'll post them so we can all get a good laugh. And of course, I was a heck of a lot skinnier than I am now. Well, anyway, here's the whole phony baloney thing about the whole thing. You had the preps. So the freakers, their whole thing was, we're not like them. We're real people. But the problem is, unless you look like a freaker, they wouldn't let you hang out with them either. So they're phony. It's all phony. It's all baloney. You have this group over here that claims they're the outsiders and we're the ones that are accepting and all this, but yet if you didn't look like them, you weren't accepted. So it was, again, there was some cross intermingling and different things like that, but what I'm saying is you had these general groups, okay? And while some claim to be more open in different things than others, unless you look like them, you really weren't part of the group. So why do I have to look a certain way to hang around with a certain group? That's phony. And it all goes down to Susan Boyle. I love it. It's a huge in your face, I'll say it again, to all the phony baloney people out there. And there's lots of phony people. You've probably done something phony today. You pull up to a car in a stoplight. You're kind of sitting back in your car and you start blaring your music. Not because you need to hear it that loud, because you want everybody else to hear it. Yeah, that's phony. I don't need to hear your music. Why are you trying to impress upon me this image of yourself? Nobody cares. That's the point. But yeah, you think, yeah, I'm a tough guy. Yeah, listen to me. I'm doing whatever. Whatever. You're a phony. You're a huge phony. And that's just the way it is. I'm sorry. So anyway, I've ranted enough, but I'll say it one more time. Good for her. I'm glad to see a huge in your face, because we all know, again, that 99% of people in that crowd at any other given situation would have looked right down their long piped noses at her and looked right over her for any other situation in life, but all of a sudden, it's all